I'm going to read our village square for us. So you people give us your judgments. All right. Ew.
Oduduwa.
Oh.
Your H factor.
Oh.
I mean, you know what to do.
Shame cash. Sup, people? Welcome to the Shrine Podcast, the show where we've been giving you bands with a side of seriousness since 2019.
2019.
Welcome. What is it?
I always forget.
The
years.
You people should warn this girl.
The way the years just go by, I'm just like,
okay.
Some years are just blood.
Okay, I get it, right? But can you allow me to do my intro just for once?
Apologies.
Like, just once in this life, let me just get through the intro without you doing some shit.
Oh, yeah, go on.
Go on.
Good?
Mm-hmm. Let's chop knuckle. This agreement, the world sees this, okay? She's going to let me complete my intros. All right, thank you guys so much for joining. We have a very special guest with us today on the show.
Yeah.
A very amazing guest that Jemima is going to introduce
wow.
shortly. You people know that we don't play, we don't do, big stuff. You understand? We only come correct. So today our guest is also correct. Just like all our previous guests have been correct. But let me know. Carry on. Introduce our guest.
I should carry on.
Yes, now you have to. Okay. Now I've put you on the spot, so you have to. You have to not disappoint the people.
The funny thing is that, like, I try to get and think about how to introduce this person, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's very hard because, like, she's so
whiny,
talent,
right? Like, there's if I want to say, okay, this is who this person is, and I'm like, no, that's not who she is. But for the purpose of this podcast, I'm just going to read something short that I put together. Something short that I put together.
A little something,
right?
something.
So a little something. So our guest today is no other than Peace Itimi.
Right? Yeah. Where's that? Listen.
You don't have your shit. If I tell me now, I'll be standing up doing like this.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? I'm not even going to read what I have here. I'm just going to say Googler. That's all.
That's it. Just Google it. Google Peace
Googler
Itimi. Okay, that's actually
enough said.
That's a good point because like we fucked up.
Yeah.
Like what were we doing? Trying to like
look for
intro on. If we just say Google.
That's all.
That's all.
But really, yeah. Super excited to have Peace.
Thank you so much for joining us on the show today, Peace. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to have this conversation. I've been the one listening to see when you started. So I finally reached my talk.
OG before IG, Okay. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's do check-ins quickly. How are you doing?
Check-in.
Jemima. Actually, before we do check-in, sorry. Every time we forget to do this, but real quick, the wine for the show today is Yellowtail Malbec. We'll put the picture of everything. You know how it goes. That's it. If you want to know, check the description. Stay to the end of the show to hear whether it is trash or whether you should make a purchase.
Unfortunately, Peace does not have any.
Why is that unfortunate?
I was like, Peace.
I have water. I'm a healthy child.
Don't let them pressure you, Jare. Water is life.
Yeah.
We drink wine. You have a bottle of wine on you. She's like, I don't drink.
Yeah, that's okay.
That's okay. That's fine.
We've had guests that don't drink before.
Yeah,
check in.
Yeah,
I'll be sipping. No worry.
Check in. How am I doing? Today is Tuesday, second day of the work week. I would say that I would give myself
happiness number.
Yeah, happiness number. I would say 7, right? Because like Monday started with so much,
so much gra.
I woke up from bed and then it was straight to whatever I was doing till like the sun went down. So it was like really intense, but it was rewarding. How I'm feeling and like, the week, Thursday is public holiday. 7. How about you?
Me, I just healed I had a flu all through last week. That was like, had me here. So I don't even think I'm all the way 100% here. So I'll say I'm on a 6. I'm very sorry. It's not like I'm trying to be like, low number, like that. Let me know the happy pass. It's just,
every
just
single time this guy, bro, give us some color. Like every time, gloomy, sadness.
No, it's just around the time where they record, plenty things they go on, like, struggle and stuff, so life is half life things. So that's why. So I'll give myself a 6. It's not a bad 6. It's an okay. And 6 is also okay.
It's not bad.
It's above average.
It's above average. Okay.
So, okay. Over to you, Peace. Give us a happiness.
I think I'm like an 8, 7.58. I had a really good day yesterday. I'm having a good day, but at some point I dipped this afternoon. I started this 8K walk challenge last week.
8,000 kilometers.
8,000 bro. 8,000 steps every day. I think today I've done like 9K already. So I did like 90 minutes.
Wow.
This is day 7 actually. So I have energy.
Let's go. You need to give Jemima some tips.
I know that's what you're going to say. Don't say it.
She's struggling, okay?
Yeah. With 3K, I'm still struggling.
She's fighting for her life.
I can help. Just call me. I found a hack.
Please, I need it. Listen, I went to go and get workout gear. I went to buy Apple Watch and everything. I need to.
But you still don't stand up.
Bro, the thing will say stand up. It's time for you to arise. But I just, maybe that's when I'm trying to give reports.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay. Let's go into the show.
Okay, check-ins. Yeah. All right. Thank you so much for sharing. Peace. We appreciate it. So what's on the menu now?
Okay, so today, very briefly on the Alpha segment, we'll touch on, Obi Kubana's gist and adoption. I think for me, it's more about like how Nigerians think about adoption, right? But using that, whole situation. We'll talk about, is it Tracy Ellis Ross talking about dating younger men and, people's reaction to that. Oh my God. The internet again. And then we just touch on like Academy talking about, how, what's it called now?
Their members should now be watching.
Have to watch.
Yeah.
Who knew that they didn't need to watch it before?
Yeah.
But yeah. Just touch on that on the Alpha segment. Then on the Curiosity segment, which is why we have Peace here, we'll talk about hustle culture, right? And just like the way, oh my God, I forgot the line.
You see, she not allow me to do intro, but our own work that she's supposed to face, she's not facing.
I forgot the line, but I'm going to take it. Okay, the tension between hustle culture, ambition, and contentment.
Well done, you try.
Right?
You try.
And then, we'll talk about some recommendations that we put together and a very juicy Am I the Asshole, segment on the Village Square. So yeah, let's go.
All right, let's get into it. I'll start with Obi Kubana and adoption. So, if you don't know the gist, do your Googles. But basically, there's a rich man. He says something about next of kin. His adopted son said, joined the TikTok trend and said, he's next of kin. He's proud to discover that. The man then made a post saying, my actual first biological son is next of kin. We don't know if that's what he meant or whatever. Anyways, long story short, there's this whole thing, there was this whole debate on social media about Nigerians and their view on adoption. So I'll straight to you guys. First of all, like, what? Two quick questions. What do you think? What's your own, like, if you were to engage in adoption now, what's your perception or what's your definition of it, or like what do you think your responsibilities are? And then number 2 is
that's a loaded
sorry
what do I take
okay, I'll go first, right? The 2 questions. Number 1 is, I think if you adopt a child, right, that child is your responsibility. It's basically giving birth without giving birth. Let's just put it that way, right? Like, you might as well have given birth to the child, right? It does not matter whatever anything else. You adopted a kid, that's it. You're basically the same love, care, whatever a biological parent would give to their kid, same thing. That's my view. The second part is, I think Nigerians don't think that.
Yeah.
I think Nigerians think that like adoption is just like, charity. It's like, let me help your life. You don't have parents, you're orphan. Come, let me help your life.
Let me help you.
So that was my own big takeaway from the conversation. Like, we have, like with many things, many Nigerianisms, we have a twisted, our own version of it is a bit twisted. It's like, bring child from village and like I'll send them to school and I'll feed them and clothe them and then call it a day. So that's my submission.
Right. Just to piggyback off your submission, I think for me, it was more about how the reaction to what the boy did. Like people's reaction, right? Maybe you didn't really like touch on the gist very well, but like the boy followed the trend that sort of like was saying, a TikTok trend that's like, oh, it's not like I'm raising my shoulder, it's because I'm the next of kin. Now, turns out that is when in fact is the first son, but because he's adopted, right? The reaction that people were like, oh, you should have known not to post that kind of thing, because like, why would you think yourself a next of kin? And then that just got to me, that like, why would he not think himself a next of kin if he's the first son? It's because the reception to adoption, that like, it's not really my child, right? It's someone else's child. Like, so it shows like a deep seated and rooted human whatever with like Nigerians are like, at the end of the day, no matter what anybody says, if they don't see themselves birthing the child, they will never see the child as theirs. And that just like was just like, wow. Like, they were faulting the son, the guy, for actually posting that oh, he should know his place. And I'm like, but his place
is the
his next. What do you mean he should know his place? What are we doing here? I think like that was like really what got me about that conversation. I was like, oh, wow, we'll really have a long way to go in terms of like adoption and like how people would receive it and like what that would even mean for you, like in your, community, in your family. Like, it's crazy. But yeah, that's my own submission.
Yeah, I mean, I thought I was crazy, to be honest. I didn't pay as much attention because I don't care about Nigerian gist. So I saw it. I said, I'm really not surprised. But I think the most important thing I was thinking about was just the impact it would have on the boy. Like, I'm not surprised that Obi Kubana would think like that or do like that, or Nigerians would think like that. Nigeria, have you met Twitter? But it's just, whatever the boy would have done, now he knows for sure that he's not really the man's son.
Yeah.
And that's what childhood trauma they start.
Hey.
You get somewhere and just realize like, me, I thought I was first order, but now I kind of know my place, and this is where I agree. Like, it's just, yeah.
It fucks with you, right? Like, it fucks with you.
Maybe that was his villain moment.
Right?
I think so. It might be.
It might be.
Because it's not me, it will pay me. Like, I would be like, I moved wrong. I'm sorry. Like, I'm not really, because that just means that you're not his child. It's not even a matter of position. It's like, sorry, I'm just helping you out. Like, imagine what that looks like for him now. Just like, okay, it's my daddy and mommy, but not quite.
Not quite. Not really. Not per se. Not as such.
Yeah.
Okay.
Second gist.
Tracy Ellis Ross said she was on Michelle Obama's podcast that she does with her brother, and she basically said, obviously, Tracy Ellis Ross is single and she's famous and everything and thriving. Yes, very successful. Everything. She was in Black Mirror. Yes, thank you very much. That's what I was trying to remember. But anyways, so she was on the podcast and she said a lot of things, and discussing like her dating life, what being single, in her life is like, and all that stuff, and like her thoughts on relationships, dating, marriage, etc. And one of the things she said was that she prefers to date younger men, mostly because the older men in her age bracket are usually set in their ways. And like
toxic masculinity is the word that she used.
Toxic. He's already rooted, he's seated deep and everything, right? And online, the furor, the outrage was, oh my God, this is double standard. If it was a man that said this, that they like dating younger women, they'll be cancelled, there'll be this, there'll be that. Again, I'm just gonna go with my own thoughts. Which is that, niggas, let's be for real. Okay, let's be for fucking real. Okay, I can say with great confidence that if there are 100 men that want to date younger women, right, 98 or 99 of y'all want to do it so that you have some sort of power, some sort of control, some sort of edge. And also, like, what is so wrong with, and this is not even just older men, just men in general, like, what is so wrong with dating in your, like, age, or, like, your age group, or, like, I don't get this thing of, like, younger, because first of all, if you're 50 years old, my G, you are in a different position in life. Like, your eye don't see, your eye don't tear reach back. Do you get? But, like, a 21-year, like when I was 21, when I was 22, 23, in my 20s, even till now, I'm still figuring this shit out. right? Much less. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like and when men say that, they're like, oh, it's a double standard. I think that like what they are missing is that what they are calling a double standard is actually the double standard, because in society, where does power lie? With men.
It's with men now.
Right? So even if an older woman is with a younger man, it doesn't mean that the power dynamics are necessarily different in society. You know, when we are speaking, like if they both go to a restaurant, they will still hand the fucking, you know, a patriarchal restaurant or waiter will still
they might
give the
not.
guy.
I mean, it's Tracy Ellis Ross. They will be like, I know her.
I know. They might not. I mean, there's that.
Yeah, you know, there's that. But also in that, they might also be like, oh, what's she doing this young thing? Like,
yeah,
you know. So anyways, my point is that like, I feel like double standard is in that like, we are choosing to ignore that patriarchy, misogyny, and like women having to break ceilings and do all these things is not a thing. Like as if, it's the same way a man is interested in a younger woman is the same way that an older woman is interested in a younger man. That's just.
I think that like
fabu.
my own submission to just quickly wrap this up and not rehash what you've said is that like, is the sheer people that think that when she said that she meant like, you know, infant and like actual young men like 20. Because like, do you know how old she is?
She's 52.
So she's talking about a 30-year-old, I want to imagine, or 40, who is like younger than her in actual sense, but is not young. But the reason why they can make that point and like say it's double standard is because they are thinking, oh, it's Tracy Elliott 50, or she's going to look for a 20-year-old. Like, because
that's what they would do. That's what I'm saying. The double standard is the double standard, because that's what they would do. That's what niggas would do.
I'm just like, why do you think that means, because she says she wants to date somebody younger, that means she was looking for an infant, that is somebody that is not legal, or somebody that does not have a good head on his shoulder, or that is not a mature man. But think about her age, she's 50. So anybody below that is younger than her in actual fact. But it doesn't mean that like they're infants or they're young and she's, you know, preying on them and whatever. Like, that's just my own submission. I'm just like, what are you people doing? Can we get serious here?
Do you know the hack for me is when a man says, I want to date younger women, what do you think about? Are you thinking of like, maybe like 10 years or 5 years younger than them? No. The first I got to mind like 40, 30 years. But if a woman says that, you are most likely going to be like, okay, maybe 10, 15. And you're not thinking that they are going for like 18-year-old, 20-year-old niggas. Like, you're not thinking that. Do you know what I'm saying?
Who's doing that?
So, that's that.
When I saw it, I was like, I love it for you. It's that simple. I was like, yes, get it. As long as the person is an adult, 20, 25, 27, get that thing that you want. Very simple. That's all I think about it. Because, I mean, why not? Why not?
It's like they said that time, Tracy Ellis Ross no go fuck.
Kiki Money don't go fuck.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
And
The
then
internet is crazy. And then they think they could even get close to Tracy Ellis. People are like, oh, why? If it's me, what do you mean if it's you?
that thing is always so
How
funny
will
to
she
me.
see you?
It's like when
If
Doechii
it's
said, "Oh, she's interested in women or something. She's not interested in men or something." And
Yeah,
all
and
the
then
men
they're
were like complaining. They're like, "Oh my God, why would she say so?" You think say that you there, they fine. Like, yeah, you think Doechii's going to do for you? They're like, "Bah, my guy."
You think it's you she's talking about?
Allow. You know. Okay, quickly to round up the half-hour segment. I don't know if you guys were shocked as I was, because I thought this whole time when we hear Oscar, this one down, then watch the film, then they come vote.
Apparently, some people watch it, but now they're seeing everybody.
So how did they vote before? Like, they just say the name.
Vibes.
Like, I know this name.
Lobby this shit out of that. No wonder. Does it not make sense now sometimes? Like when you see some movies and films.
Yeah,
like,
bro, it all makes sense.
Why hasn't a black woman won it in God knows how many? Like, no wonder. They don't be watching those movies. They don't be watching those movies.
Now, this now makes me, that made me think about like these awards are things that like people aspire to, like people work their whole life, like, you guys have seen the acceptance speeches, it's so emotional and all these things, right? But like the award process is flawed. So like what other, this one Oscar we know, We don't know the come out with the Grammy, or we don't know the one with the MTV.
It will still come out.
All these things, right? And so, like, I guess to the larger point, it's just the thing of like, man, awards, they are good,
Very subjective.
but you cannot be hustling based on award, my guy, because, none of them are perfect, innit? Carrying on to the main, our curiosity session, the tension between hustle culture, ambition, and contentment. First of all, before we get into it, with Peace, what motivated this topic? Because
right?
you were instrumental in carving and shaping our conversation for today.
I feel like, we're in this stage in our lives where, like, adulthood and so many things are happening. Like, we're getting into spaces, we're making certain decisions. And I was just like, how can we just dissect like this pressure or no pressure or whatever it is that we're doing as it relates to this life that we're living, and just like making something out of ourselves? And I was like, who would be a good person to explore this with, in terms of like just having the conversation based off of somebody who's done something, like in terms of like hustle, right? And
somebody who is an OG before IG.
An OG before the
somebody
IG.
with, somebody with the money bags. You understand?
And somebody who also
somebody
seems
with
like she
their
has
legs. You get, we see their leg long. You get.
I feel like I should come to this podcast.
Somebody that is a mover.
They've hacked it in life.
Senterebo, Kaba, yeah.
I feel like I should come to this podcast every week for like words of affirmation. If I feel like something is wrong, I was like, do you guys need a new guest? I think I need some nice words.
No, but really, I was like, how
keep
can
going.
we,
You don't have to stop. You can keep it going. It's okay.
No, for we mean it now because receipts.
Yeah, it's all over,
day.
Right? And I'm just like, we're young, we're trying to do all of this. There's somebody who's like, who can we explore this with, and how can we just like say what it means to us and probably unpack, this conversation.
But that's not the full. That's not everything you told me. You also told me that like you saw a video that Peace made. What was it? She was talking about like life, maybe contentment or something like that.
Oh right, yeah. There was a video she made about, I think, what is growth to you,
like
now.
Redefining what
something
like
that
that,
is in terms of like it's based off of like the relationships and like things that you're doing for yourself. Like it's not
just securing the bag.
Like securing the bag.
Who wants to secure the bag?
That one is always there.
But like when you think about growth and like what matters to you is more from like the quality of relationships and like the kind of things that you're able to do. So yeah, that also sparked it.
So what do you think? How do you guys define? First of all, like, do you think like you're inside hustle culture? Do you think that hustle culture is hooking you by the neck?
It is because like I think what is also culture is like for me is that constant need to always work and
like you're always doing something.
You're always doing something, and I can't remember, like maybe I went on leave earlier this year, but before then I can't remember when I took time off work. Right? And just did something outside of myself. Like there was even a time where my boss would say, "Oh, I would actually give you money for you to go on leave," as if he's not the one that is putting.
Could not be me.
Make you know
Could not be me.
Make you know what this episode, but like that constant. I'm always working. I'm always working. Personally, I enjoy working, but like taking a step back to see like this always on. No rest, non-stop, doing something. Like what is like, is there an end to it? Is there a contentment to it? Like, is there a satisfaction to it? When does it end? In quote.
Yes, what about you?
I think I used to be in hustle mode. I don't think I'm there anymore. Or rather, I am trying to get out of it. Like an active thing. I think I spent the last, 5-6 years of my life and career just like building, just doing stuff and just trying to get money and just the work. Like if I'm not working, if I'm not sitting there in one place for like 10 hours, I feel like I'm not having a productive day. Money is going to come here nice. This project sounds interesting, passionless, like just doing all of it. And then I got burnt out last year, which is why I was like, I'm excited about this topic. And I think and this is the second time I was getting burnt out. I think I probably felt that way maybe like a year or so beforehand. But went on vacation, came back and said we're ready.
Recharged.
Let's go.
Yeah. Until it hit me again last year, like around October, November. And I was like, this is not a take a 2 weeks holiday type shit and then come back and feel better. This is like change your life type shit. And I really started thinking about it because I think also just realizing that, one, I don't want to ever get to the point again where I'm so burnt out, because I would still do the work, but I was not really enjoying it. And it was also, it's a place when you feel like you're burnt out, right? It's not like I can't do the work because I need to get paid salary, so I'll do the work. I can't exist in my life, right? Because you want to talk to me, I don't have the energy. I want to go outside, I don't have the energy. Like, I'm more impatient and stuff. And so realizing it was creeping into my life, but also like, I don't want to ever do this ever again. And then I think also saying, I'm actually getting older. And there was like 30 plus is real, because I think the body actually changes. Like,
the jokes are not funny anymore, right?
Yeah, like
when you get there, it's no longer
you actually
funny.
know. So it's like, no, it's not Twitter banter. Like, I can feel my body changing, and the person who I was when I used to walk every day of the week, I realized that my body actually cannot take it. So I need to actually do something that actually be more sustainable for me. And then I actually, it's like, okay, I need to start making changes. So I started making changes. And I'm still in that process to the point where I'm feeling more like, yes, I think this is how I want to live my life. Like, the money wants to come, she come. It doesn't want to come, she still come. But I also want to be in a position where I feel like I can enjoy it. Because when you're neck deep in hustle, you're just doing. You don't even take out time to acknowledge that shit. I've actually gotten this far. Or like, what do I want to be doing in my life right now? What does like enjoyment look like? You're just like, what's the next thing? I just don't think that's how I want to be in my 30s.
Yeah. So I just want to ask a question, like off the back of what you just said. Do you think that, like, you know, the fact that like you've hustled, that you've made it in quote like this, that's why you kind of can say, oh, let me take a step back? Because there are people who might be listening to this and it's like, are they hustle? Like, when can I take a step back? Like, do you get what I'm saying? Because like you can't. It's like, do you think that like that's from like a privileged place, because you can take a step back because you can, like literally. But there are people who are still in that hustle mode, but like they're not thinking like, when can I really take a step back, or can I even take a step back?
Yeah, I think the answer is yes and no. I think it's very nuanced. I acknowledge that I'm privileged enough right now to say I'm quitting my job and I'm not going to earn an income for the next couple of months, and I'm fine, and I'll just do the things that I love.
Oh wait, you're not actually doing that, are you?
I am actually.
Jesus Christ!
Yeah.
Chop a digital knuckle. Oh my God! Wow.
Yeah. So I think that's
brave.
privilege.
That is brave. I had no idea that was happening. Sorry.
Yeah. But like at least I think I got to the point where I was grateful. I said, "Peace, thank God that you've been saving money, because now you need it." Like that emergency fund, now you actually need it. And so yes, that's privilege, but that's also just like result of the hustle and hard work.
Exactly.
So in that sense, yes. But I still think that even if I didn't have as much, if I didn't have like as much runway as I did now to say I'm going to take the next 3 to 6 months off, I think I would have still changed my life, because I would have not quit my job and said no to like every other thing and only be doing my stuff. I wouldn't have done that, but I would have reduced drastically. And that's kind of what I did. Like, I started saying a lot of no's last year. Like, I was, you know me, I used to do many things. At some point, I was moving. I was like, I went to Hook. I said, I can't be a venture partner right now. I'm doing this community. I can't do this right now. So I started actually reducing, because I was already feeling like, Peace, this thing that you're doing plus school, it's not going to work. So I think I would have just kept on that journey to the point where I was just trying to do maybe one thing that is just, okay, I do this, and then start to figure out like the sustainable habits. And when I say like, I'm moving away from hustle culture, it's not just this 3 months or whatever. I don't know how long I'm doing the sabbatical for. But it's not just this sabbatical period. Is, I think, the mental model that I'm thinking about around what does actual sustainable culture look like? Like, how do I not say yes to everything? How do I make decisions not based on, oh my God, I need an extra $1,000 that I will still use to buy supplements, you know, so I can use that for something else. How do I sort of like manage my energy and my time so that I'm not just walking all through without resting and recovering? Because I used to just push through. Like, I can sit down in this place and just do like 12 hours. I will forget to stand up. Like, this 8 steps is part of wellness. It's part of like, we need to be active. Like, my table, I have like 3 supplements that I'm taking. Just like, so I think I would have still started doing that and just protected my energy a bit more than I did when I was only just hustling.
That big got me thinking, right? What do you think about like the line between like being ambitious, right? And like, you know, obviously wanting more for yourself, for your family, you know, like, you know, these things that you speak about, right? Like being healthier, etc. But like, how do you, like, where's that line between ambition, but like also like you're not doing enough? Do you get what I'm saying? Like sometimes like you feel like, man, I have to hustle and like I have to, you know, I have to push and I have to grind. And like I feel like especially in the culture that we're in today, like in this, you know, capitalist world that we live in, like if you're not on that vibe, on that wavelength, like you start to feel that like, maybe these people that get ambition past me, maybe not me no get ambition, you know, like, so it's like that sort of dichotomy of like, how do you balance like, okay, like obviously you should aspire to be successful and like you should, you know, chase your dreams, etc. But like at what point does it now become like, okay, I shouldn't die or like be burnt out, like, you know, chasing my dreams. Yeah. Right? Like how do you navigate that sort of thing?
Hopefully maybe somebody that is listening to this have navigated it. I never navigate. I see, you know, because I still constantly think that like I'm not doing enough, even though I am doing so much. Like I'm like, why am I sleeping when I should be working? Or why am I just doing this one thing when I can be doing these multiple things? But then I think that like at the end of the day, it's all about understanding, like, you know that thing where we say you create the kind of experiences you want for yourself. I think we also need to apply that to like this hustle culture and like what we want for ourselves and where we need to be. Because like if we don't personalize it and say, okay, this is what I want for myself, kind of like the way Peace is done now. Like you will just keep getting into that loop of seeing people doing and just getting into that hustle culture, getting into that, like it just keeps going always on. Also capitalism, like you have to, I think you have to make a conscious effort to like say, okay, you know what, let me take a step back and let me map out, okay, this is where I want to go, or this is where I want to focus my energy on in this hustle world, and then, you know, just go ham on it and sort of like develop means to give yourself rest or like take breaks, or I don't know. But I think for me, it has to be like an individual conscious effort. But first of all, you even need to know that like hustle culture is eating deep into you before you can even decide to now say, okay, how do I want to address this? How do I want it to be for me?
Peace. Any thoughts?
I agree. I think I agree with that. I think for me, as soon as I started thinking through what exactly do I want in my life right now, I don't think like living hustle culture means that you're no longer ambitious, because I'm still very ambitious. Like I still want to like get crazy shit done in this life and make crazy money. Like that's a steady goal. Like it's non-negotiable. I still want to like do hard things, do hard work. I think it's mostly around first really being honest with myself and say, Peace, what does this actually look like right now in your life? I think when I was like still building my career, at that time it was a lot of experience. It was still a lot of money up until like, you know, now I feel like the kind of money that I need right now, it's not the kind of money that I would kill myself for. Like if I work this, like in my 9 to 5, I was thinking about it. I say, if I work this and you pay me the salary this month, it's okay, I will pay my rent. But that's not the money I really need now. The money I need now is that exponential $2 million. And this 9 to 5 is not going to take you to promised land. That's not the one that will get you there. Yeah, I need to think through. I say, okay, short term right now, but what else can I, like if I sat down, I took a step back and I thought about what should I be doing right now, that if I spent these 8 hours that I was doing it instead, it probably moves me closer to my $2 million, $10 million goal. And this 95 salary, I appreciated it too. Somebody give me like 3 salary now, I'll take it. But I think that was kind of like the reframing for me. Just like, I'm here now specifically because of this actual money, but it's not like in the grand scheme of what the ambition and goal is, it's not really moving me there. It's just kind of keeping me and sapping my energy. And there are only 2 ways. I either do my 9 to 5 and keep doing everything, and that is burning me out, or I take a step back from that and kind of like just have space and mind's the thing. I think it's kind of like just thinking through what that looks like. And then 2, I think is a sustainable productivity. And that's where I am right now. Like actually thinking, I want to still keep doing good work, but what does that look like? And I found a model, and it was very life-changing for me. It was like, we always think about productivity as time, like time management. So if you manage your time well, you're most productive.
Yeah.
But however, you should be thinking about it as energy management. Like, that's what sustainability look like. If you think and sort of think about yourself, you realize there are times where you just perform better. Like you're a morning person, you're a night person. If you sit down in that 2-3 hour window, that's your peak productivity time, you will get more quality work done and faster than if you do it at maybe 6 p.m. when you're very tired and you're just pushing through. And it's that doing stuff a lot at when you're deep in that is burning you out because you're pushing through the energy. I'm like, okay, if I figure out my energy every single day and I do things like taking a walk that boosts my energy, then I can do the most important work that can get me to my $10 million at those specific hours, and then I can rest the rest of it. So I'm still grinding. I'm just managing my energy, not just my time anymore, because now I don't have energy as much because I'm 30 plus.
That's very interesting. I think my big takeaway ultimately from that, like, which is my own process right now, what I'm trying to figure out is, like, it's just balance. Like, everything in life, I feel like requires balance. Like, even your ambition requires balance with some level of contentment
and delusion.
That one day, absolutely. But like, I just feel like, yes, grind, push, but like, at the same time, body also no be firewood. You get, like, so sustainable productivity. That's it. That's it. Let me give it. Sustainable productivity, because like I read, I forget where I read it, but I read something along those lines. So as like your peak hours when you're most productive, when you do your best work, right? And like, honestly, harvesting those hours every day is really like I'm
going for like 12, 24 hours, like working, and you're just like, the work no they finish. So I think,
it doesn't finish, it's true. But I think
I said I have always known this, but that my Kenya trip I went.
When you can stay and work with all your colleagues, you think that work
is that work, we are still doing it today.
The reward for
because it
good
did not
work.
Finish.
The reward for good work is what?
More work.
It's more work.
Stupid person that wrote that quote. It should be the reward for good work is more money.
More money.
More money. What do you mean?
You get the more money now, but you still work for it.
Work for it, right?
Okay. So do we think that, like, for most people to not like hit their 30s and they start to feel like, oh my God, but I need to chill from the grind and the hustle and like,
don't need to chill, grind. 30s are your dearest.
Okay, maybe I'm just saying that, like,
no, I hear you.
It's like a lot of things that we discover as adults, right? And like, Peace, I'm sure you both would agree with me on this. Like, you have moments where you're like, how I wish somebody told me this. Why wasn't there like a class, or like, why didn't my parents or like my friends, like, why did these big uncles and aunts, why didn't nobody say something about this, right? So like, how do we get to a place where it's not when we are like, I don't know, 30, 40, whatever age, that we're not like, oh my God, I've been grinding and hustling and like, chasing the bag or whatever, like hustle culture, and like now, I don't know, I have high blood pressure or whatever, like we do we get to that point where we are able to like start
thinking health-wise?
I guess my question is, how do we not like overrun time and like it's not too late before we then realize that like, actually shit, like I need to step back and like, reassess and like maybe move a little differently.
I think that, like, first of all, understand.
By the way, this is not professional advice. Okay?
Understand.
We just don't go carry and say Peace Itimi said it.
FYI.
Not financial advice, but I think that, like, you need to know that there are a lot of performative stuff. So first of all, we first need to surround ourselves with people who have sense, I would say. For me.
Okay.
Because I feel like if we have a good, like, a community that we have the same shared interest and all of that, right? Like, as we grow together and we commune together and we're helping ourselves, right? We would look at now, Peace just said she's doing 6K steps, right? Was it before?
8K. 8K. Get
Was
your
it before
facts
we
right.
hit record or after that she said, "Oh, she can help me"? Actually, do you get what I'm saying? Like, that's just.
I want me some coins to help you, Sha. I'm unemployed now.
She said you should come funded.
Wow.
You should come with your checkbook.
It be your own niggas. It be your own niggas. But I think that, like, for us not to get to that trap where we're like, oh, time has gone. No. First of all, we need to be like basically relate with like-minded people and speak more to ourselves so that we can know, like, we can start to give ourselves tips and say, oh, this is what we need to do. Like, because see this conversation we're having now, like, I don't think maybe 10, 15 years ago, people are gathered and thinking about let's have a conversation about hustle culture. Let's dissect this hustle culture. Because we're thinking it's not just us that is having this, you know a lot of people that will be listening to this now that probably are thinking, oh, do you get what I'm saying? But I think for me, it's about aligning yourself with people who can sort of like help you discover the kind of things that you need to discover as you grow and as you get into this bigness of yourself, going away from hustle culture or walking through hustle culture, because you can't do it alone. Do you get what I mean?
I mean, is it possible to not be swept up by hustle culture when, like, we live in a capitalist society? Like, is that even possible?
I was even thinking when you're in Nigeria. I try to fight your way out of poverty.
Like I don't know if you saw the other day piece. This one pastor was saying that, like, oh, Nigerian doctors are ungrateful, like they leave Nigeria, blah blah blah. And I was looking at it and I was just thinking, like, who for Nigeria where say now only one job then get? How many people do you know that, like, they just have their office job, that's it? They are not selling makeup or weave or
I'm
like,
not.
Everybody you're not in Nigeria.
Oh right, okay, I'm not in Nigeria.
Does you did extra now? If you say you go cook soup, 1 liter soup every for week.
I tried to get into buying and selling when I was in Nigeria. Oh my god, yeah.
Like people, there are people that, like, they are software developers and they're also graphic designers and they're also this. They are like, you get, like, so if we live in first of all we live in Nigeria, no,
sorry,
but can you even, like, avoid
Nigeria hustle? Forget sustainable productivity also.
He says if you live in Nigeria, forget sustainable productivity, just hustle.
Wait, I don't understand. Somebody sent me a video today. Okay, no, 2 things. Someone said we were supposed to have a call at 12, and then by 3 he said, "Peace, my day has been chaotic. That I went to a co-working space and rain fell and it shut down the place." I don't understand. He said, like, rain is falling in Lagos right now, and that's how the co-working space is flooded. So you have to go back home and find light. And then few hours after, someone on my team sent me video. She's driving and the flood is here. She says, "See Lagos." So you don't get. Have you ever? When was the last time that you told somebody, "Sorry, I could not deliver that thing by this time because transformer went off"? I've been in queue in generator.
Oh, I don't have internet.
No, legit.
I don't have internet. Like, MTN is messing up today.
legit. Like, that is, I'm behind that message. Okay, it's like, my gospel that I've been preaching, I've taken it up again. I paused for a couple years, but I've taken it up again, and that's that. If you can, Nigeria, please leave that place. Leave that place, because honestly, it's very good that we're talking about this, because one of the main motivating reasons for me to move was that, like, to your point, if you did Nigeria, hustle. They hustle, they do every. But as my salary they increase, now so prices they increase, now so government they spoil everything. I say, how can I? If I remain in this country, I cannot be globally competitive. People think that, like, oh, being rich in Nigeria, like, when I first moved here, you meet some. Honestly, I don't even know how to categorize them. Nigerians, but I met them here and they're like, oh yeah, I cannot live now, I cannot move. There's money to be made in Nigeria. I'm like, okay, make I assume, say you make 20 million for Nigeria now. You enter America, how much is it? Like, you are not globally. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, you're not
spending dollars, you have a heart attack. Do you get? When you convert it to naira, you'll be like, you send me on holiday.
Do you get? Like, hustle, but, like, honestly, if you're in Nigeria, ignore sustainable productivity so that you can hustle to leave Nigeria. That's it. That's the equation.
That's the
at the end of the day.
line.
We agree with that message.
Yeah. Okay. Another thing that I wanted to ask was
Wait. I want to ask about, because we're talking about capitalism, right? What's the, like, how do you, so your ambition and measuring capitalism, like, as a success, like, how do you balance the both? Like, how do you balance how ambitious you are with, like, the metrics or the success metrics that capitalism, like, has?
What's the success metrics of capitalism?
I mean, I guess the social metrics of capital, if we are to look at it, is basically Elon Musk and Bill Gates, them. It's basically your net worth.
Your
like,
net
are
worth,
you
money.
Right? Richest man in the world type shit, right? Or woman, hopefully. You know? Like, no, for real, you get what I'm saying? Like, I feel like in a capitalist society,
I started a feminist king.
Nah, but like in a capitalist society, at the end of the day, like, that is how you measure success. It's like,
So,
even
like, your
companies,
ambition,
it's like, how much money did you
enough?
make? How much money did you make for your shareholders? Like, if you are an entrepreneur, how much money do you have? Even if you're working 9 to 5, you're a consultant, whatever, at the end of the day, it's like, how much money or what do you have that your money has procured for you? Whether that's like assets or that's like ownership or it's property, whatever it is, right? So yeah, I think
The reason why I ask that is because, like, you know, there's ambition on one side, but there's also, like, you want to make money on one side. So, like, how do you know, like,
My
which one
ambition
is
is to make money.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
your ambition
So that's
is
what
to
I'm
make
saying.
money.
Like that in a capitalist society, the ambition,
is
like,
to make money.
if you think about it, like when you see somebody is ambitious, yeah, they're ambitious because they want to make money. Do you get what I'm saying? So that's how we define ambition. But I guess
Can I say something? I do think, though, like I said, my ambition is to make money, but I do think that there are people that I don't think their ambition is to make money. And this is something I had to, like, I learned, like, when I was in school. So when I was in uni, I had this very close friend and roommate where I was thinking of, I want to finish from Abaka, move to Lagos, hustle. She was thinking, I want to finish, get married, have boys, and raise them. For a second, I was like, but don't you want to, like, make your own money and stuff? Like, I had that mindset of, like, why are you going to school? But at some point, I can't remember exactly when it clicked, but I learned to respect that was her ambition and be like, just because me, I want to work and somebody else wants to be a housewife doesn't mean that mine is better. It just means that she knows exactly what she wants to do. And somebody else, you can ask somebody now, how much money do you need to be okay in life? They will say just 500K. If you ask me, it's a little more than that. If I ask somebody, just is probably like 10x mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, some people just want to just chill. They can pay their rent or pay their mortgage. They can, in Europe, they can go to one country in summer and come back and not wear clothes and they're fine. They're not thinking of extra things. It's people like us that are thinking, I want to get to this career level, I want to get to this, I want to get to this, I want to get to this. So you also have to decide for yourself, like, what is the level of my ambition and what does success mean for me, and stick to that and then figure out what is the best way for me to get there and still have myself together. So like for me, when I say I still want to do crazy shit and make crazy money, I'm still coming out from that burnout space, but I'm like, okay, I still want to get there, but I need to do a few things differently and I need to recalibrate how I work. Some other persons can say, I'm even done. I want to retire. I want to go on a farm for the next 1 month. Good for you. So I think for everybody is different and you have to decide, like, where does my own stop and be content, like, or at least you're not content, and maybe that's when you're not honest to yourself, but it's like, if this is where I want to get to, if I want to have just one job, I want to be in corporate, that's fine. Do your one job, do your 9 to 5, go home and enjoy with your family. I want to, like, it has to be very specific and then you go for it.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Because like, if you don't, like, be specific with that, then you can get into this web of getting caught in the hustle culture and, like, you're trying to, like, just grind. And
you won't even know what you're grinding for.
Right?
No, yeah, absolutely. Like I agree with that. I think ultimately, like, I think for me, a win from this conversation would be if this was more of a mainstream conversation, which is like, if what Peace said was more of a mainstream conversation, in the sense that, like, the culture is not secure as much bag as possible for most people. Yeah. Like Peace, yeah, absolutely right. Like there are people that, like, they don't, but like those people that have a different kind of non-monetary, non-capitalist ambition, I feel like they're outliers for the most part, right? Like if you look at countries like the US and Nigeria, like the worship of money reigns supreme.
Wow, have you seen US capitalism?
Oh my God.
It's in the air. You can smell it.
It's like how
we're just guiding.
I swear. It's like how
is it cold?
Yes, legit. I don't know if you know Scott Galloway.
Yeah.
He says that America is the best place in the world to make money and Europe is the best place to spend it.
Yes. No.
Because America is different.
I think the capitalism is in the air. You can smell it.
Everybody breathes it.
The minute you enter the system, God.
Straight up. So like I feel like a win, what would be a net positive for society is if it was reframed, from secure as much bag as possible to like secure whatever you think is best for you. You know, like it's like
that's
this thing that you're saying that like
it's
okay. If it's okay to want to be a housewife, it's okay to want to, make $10 million. It's okay if you want to be a billionaire. You want to be a billionaire. It's okay. You want to go to the moon. You want to
just do you.
Do you exactly?
But then do what would also get you to that point. Because some people will be like, I want to be a billionaire, but like they're not doing the work.
No, I mean, then obviously you don't want to be a billionaire. You obviously don't want to be a billionaire. You're not ready to be a billionaire. You're not doing the work. But also, I think with ambition, I think it's important to be content, but not satisfied.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I feel like those are two different things. Like you can be like, okay, like I'm making good money. I have like great friends. I'm in my business or my hustle or whatever is like, it's doing okay. But you can also still be like, I'm not satisfied with that, right? Like I want to be the biggest in the world or whatever other dreams that you have. But you should still be okay with, because it can always be worse. Like three of us could be back in Nigeria right now. You know what I'm saying? Like we could we could be pulling Jen. We could be pulling Jen and like, dealing with flood and like, leaky waters and whatnot,
Yeah.
So it could always be worse. So I think it's like with that ambition, it's important to like, so I want to do everything. But also I still appreciate and love and I'm grateful for where I'm at.
Use AI to do is you want to travel to Europe. Edit what is use AI. You want to write process, use AI. You want to build an app. You want hustle culture. You want to figure out how to make your hustle work with like the world that it is now. Use AI. But really, like what's AI? What's the role of AI?
I think AI personifies hustle culture. I think actually when we are talking about hustle culture and capitalism and all this stuff, right? I think what we did not speak to, or what we not mention, or we not talk about is like the always onness of it. Because like if you think about it, right, like the PwC guys and the audit consulting company guys and like work extremely long hours, or like the wealth, the fund managers that work extremely long hours. Like when you think about it, right, when AI comes in, like nothing like you want to go sleep, you need to go peace, you need lunch. Do you know what I'm saying? And like capitalism does not, like there's no, when you're doing your earnings call, right? Your shareholders will not say, okay, weekend. So, that will not concern anybody. You get, did you hit the revenue numbers? You hit the bottom line? What are your projections? That's what like everybody's looking at. So like capitalism thrives on manufacturing is always going on. The supply chain is always moving. Like FMCG, that like products are constantly being made. Things are constantly being developed. We did not say, AI, we've made a 20% leap in 2 years. So, let's chill. No. After that, it's like, what next? The biggest companies are massive growth engines, right? Like the biggest companies in the world are massive growth engines. Always on, always going. Always, that's the DNA of capitalism. Then when you now bring AI into it, all the best. But
what do you
they're
think
talking about
that
like
piece?
AI agents and all these things. It's like, anyways, I have thoughts on our relationship with with technology.
That's not the. This is not the
today's
episode
world.
for that.
Yes.
Keep your thoughts to yourself. You always have thought. You always talk AI every day. You say, this AI, this AI. That's not.
I know vex now. I keep short.
But I'm curious. What's like?
Yeah, no, sorry. So, what was the question again?
Like, what do you think the role of AI is gonna play in?
Can you be with this all this AI? Can you be ambitious and content and not be swept up in hustle culture and not just be like, make I go build like 7 AI agents. One will do my WhatsApp. One will do my.
One will be making disposable.
Precisely what I was about to say.
Disposable income for me. One will be responding to my message there.
I think, well, the way I'm thinking about it right now is that AI is like an enabler, right? It can do a lot of the things that we could do. So why not give it and then spend our time doing like the things I can do? Like instead of spending like 4 hours writing, AI can maybe cut that time by like 3 hours. You know, because like everything that I can automate or optimize by using like a tool buys me more time for the other part of my life. It either buys me time to rest. Or it protects those peak hours that I can use to do deep work and thinking and strategy stuff. That's how I'm thinking about it. So it's like, am I using lots of AI? A shit ton, bro. I'm not where you are, Akindare. Like, I'm like, if I can make me move faster, like, I would why not? Like, I'm doing it because, again, I'm trying to protect my energy and protect my time. So I'm not now saying no to technology. No, I'm saying yes so that I can figure out the things that I cannot, like I cannot outsource, the thinking that I can't outsource, I can then do that when I have the time. But imagine how many admin we do in our lives every day. Like, listen, sometimes when you go through, like, just sit down, like your entire day is just admin stupid work that you know that you
like that you cannot write any. Now when I do technician talent, I don't say like I don't do rubbish work. Where they say I don't feel content, I don't feel right down. Say this is actual work.
Yeah, they will be counting hours, but there's no real outcome. So if I can give it to a tool, please
take it.
Take it.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know where. Like, I don't know why this one is saying that I'm anti.
No. I'm not saying you're anti AI. I say you have a different relationship with AI in terms of like data privacy and how people engage with it and how people just leave things to AI.
Yeah, and, my big gripe is that they're selling us dreams. That's my own main.
How are they selling us dreams?
Because they're telling us that this is going to solve all our problems, but it's not.
But it's solving some of our, like, I use AI to do some things and I'm just like, how was I doing this thing before ChatGPT? So,
I understand that. I understand that. I'm not disputing that, you know. But like at the end of the day, right? Like the average person, you maybe us here now, they use AI, Claude, everything, Perplexity, Love it.
I think it's AI right now.
You should be AI. You said that Peace.
So really, have you ever seen this tool? There's actually a tool that says that you could be doing your Zoom call and it shows up in like your professional persona where you can literally be on the toilet.
Yeah.
And once you sign up, it just like takes your face and then like
the future.
No, I saw it. I saw that.
That is the future.
I saw an ad for it, but like at the end of the day, right? Like when we're making the notes for this episode, one of the things which now AI follow me brainstorm. Now AI himself they tell me say one of the dangers of itself is that like it perpetuates this unrealistic productivity levels. Like
how do you mean?
Like people, it gets to a point where like as humanity, as a people, we all just think that like, okay, this 200% level of productivity that we are hitting with AI is like the norm. Do you know what I'm saying? And then it becomes that kind of like an expectation that like, if why at 200, waiting there happen. Do you get that kind of thing? Which, because obviously we are not technology, and so we cannot ever be performing at that 200%, right? So. And we're already talking about like hustle culture, getting trapped in, people that like you don't work 25 years for the same place, just realize say, oh more, I can, I don't know if you bypass this one house or I don't know if you say my picking go this kind. You get like, so when you now layer AI on top. So again, I think like to Peace's point, AI there are so many great tools that exist right now. But I just think what's important is our relationship. Like we need to it's like the last episode that we recorded where we're saying that like we are all responsible for the internet that we want. But like at the end of the day, we need to be cognizant of like our relationship with it. Okay, this AI, these tools now, they're helping us be more productive. But like, what's the ripple effect of that? How does that change how we perceive work?
I have a very strong opinion about like what AI would do to like how we think we perform. And here's my one-liner pitch. That because AI can do a lot of the things that, wow, PSG is winning.
Oh. You shouldn't have said that. You shouldn't have said that.
10 minutes in.
Hey, how did you?
Arsenal FC, rise. Right, don't waste my money.
My boys. Wow. Anyway, so I think, so my pitch is this, that because AI can now do a lot of the things that we do, like it can write, it can code, it can do research, it can generate images, that how a lot of us, like knowledge workers, right, how we will compete is no longer by being able to do those same things, but our own level to work at a higher level and to think very clearly. Because what gets you to now sit in that meeting or lead a department over your team is not that you can do the writing or do the research. It's that you can sort of connect the dots with like more human nuance and that you feel like well and whole, which is why I feel like sustainable productivity is like the future of work now. Because if you are constantly burnt, drained, and just hustling and just juggling stuff, you stop having your own ability to think. You just be relying on AI, which means that over time, your own work and output is going to be diminishing. But if you like sit down and protect like your ability to think and just feed your mind, then you are using the AI to make your work better. You're not relying on it. So when you get into a conversation or when you're in a higher level, like you are senior in your career, it's not just like you're writing social media to somebody, you can hold a conversation. Then people are like, oh yes, this person is still good. Otherwise, why else are you having that job?
Word.
I like that sound, so I'm not gonna lie.
Exclusive, you heard it here first, okay?
Here first.
Make sure you wrote it down.
I'm gonna
make your notes. Okay? Make your notes.
Point.
Nah, but yeah. That's a very interesting approach to it. Also, Fuad, I don't know if you saw, Fuad wrote something recently on like how he uses AI as well, and it's basically along the lines of that, like you use it as something to help you elevate yourself, and like, you know, you have more knowledge, you have more, and then you can apply that human nuance and contextual or anecdotal knowledge that you have to it to like basically take you levels above. So yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I guess AI in some ways could alleviate our problems with hustle culture, but also it could make it worse. So at the end of the day, like, I guess what we are saying to y'all is application will matter. Yeah. Just, you know, you find how you balance yourself, where you place yourself, you know. AI is not going to solve your problems, but AI can help you solve your problems. So at least figure them out or think through them at least, right? Yeah. Brainstorm and everything. Okay. Fabulous.
Wow, that was a sweet goal.
We should think about like the what's the one thing that you're taking from this conversation.
One thing is very hard though, because we don't talk full gorodom.
What do you call that in peace? Sustainable.
Yes, that's my takeaway. That's my takeaway. Sustainable productivity. That's my takeaway.
Optimize your energy.
Yes. Sustainable productivity, your, I guess, peak best working creativity, everything hours, identifying that and like figuring out a way to make the best use of that.
Placing your ambition focus on where it lies. Place your focus on your focus. Don't go and ambition and you now want to ambition into capitalism. You now want to go that and overwork yourself.
Ambition is good. Contentment is good.
Contentment is important.
Contentment is important. Ambition is good. Balance is everything. Balance your ambition with your, with your stuff. And if you're in Nigeria, forget about that sustainable productivity shit. Just
get out.
Hustle like Jackie, like no tomorrow. Okay. Anything else?
No?
All right. Let's get into. Peace, do you want to add anything else?
No.
Okay.
Good.
let's do recommendations real quick. My recommendations this week, my music recommendation is the Chalk City Cypher featuring Black Bones, Ice Prince, AQ, Jesse Jags, all of them. My movie recommendation is Sinners.
Why are you
That's
recommending
my
that?
movie recommendations too.
That was gonna be it.
I know, but it's just so good. It's good. It's so good. It's so good. It's so good. Please go and
Like
watch
I
Sinners.
like it. It's good, but like that is so good that everybody's like, it's so good. I'm just like, okay.
It's good.
Okay,
It's
yes,
really good.
Yeah, it's good. It's good, but like, which one is that? It's so good. But like, it's good. It's
People when know advertising, they know how to.
it's delicious.
to know.
It's good. It's
They know how
good.
to-
Watch it at IMAX. The screen that if you can watch it, they say it's leaving IMAX soon, right?
Yeah, actually, it's leaving
Oh,
IMAX soon,
shit.
so
Sorry.
it's better
Wow.
to see it in IMAX.
Perfect.
It's crazy. Like at some point, the fact that at some point you completely forgot that
vampires.
Michael B. Jordan was acting 2 roles, and like there
Yeah,
were not
I-
2 people on screen.
Really?
Alone tells you how good it was.
I forgot. I thought it was. I thought it was like 2 people. on
Wait,
screen at
Peace,
some
have you seen
point.
it?
I've
She's
seen
seen it.
Okay.
No, she's like, it's good.
I wanted to see
Yeah,
it.
She's like, it's good. It's
Now.
good.
Okay. And then my hack for this week is, or for this
Are you
episode,
not happy?
is to not use your phone on the toilet. You will be shocked. No, for real. I actually did an experiment like 2 weeks back, where like for a couple days, when I wake up in the morning, I just don't take my phone into the toilet with me. And I swear I was 20 minutes, I'm out of there. 15, 20 minutes, I'm out of there.
How long do you stay on?
But
the
with
toilet
my
when you
phone,
take
I
your
can use 1 hour. You know?
Until something takes me out of it.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. You'll be surprised how much time it saves you. Like not going into the toilet with your phone. Like just leave your phone outside. You'll be surprised. That's my hack. Okay.
Peace. Go with your recommendation.
My movie recommendation was Sinners, also one of them. But then also High Potential. It's a series on Disney, and it's basically about this mom who has very high IQ and can solve cases that the FBI and LAPD cannot solve. It's just
Man, high
I would
potential.
love that.
High Potential on Disney.
Gonna get on
It's really good. It's quirky. It's nice. My music recommendation is Ordinary. What's his name again?
Ordinary by who?
By
What's his name
Is it that song? Is it that
That
one?
song, yeah.
It's number 1 on UK chart.
I heard Alex Warren.
Alex Warren.
Alex Warren.
Oh, no.
I'm very sure that is not how they sang. Okay.
And then I also had Your Ways Better by Forrest Frank. It's a Christian song, but it's very, very, very dope.
You are always better.
Your way is better. Like
Okay, your way is better.
Your way.
Okay.
What to read? Hacks? Nothing.
What to read? I'm currently reading. I don't have any hack. So I agree with Akindare's one, so I'll try it. What to read? Personal MBA is this book by Josh Kaufman, and he basically compresses everything in life into like a book, like finance, marketing, sales, self-development, like it's like a personal book, and each chapter is just 1 page, so it's not like a story. It's just like he has one concept. Like funny enough, I actually saw this energy thing on when I was in page something, and I was like, oh my god, we're thinking the same thing. But like he would just one concept, and he would just write like a short note about it. So it's very easy to read because every time you just read a short concept, it's like, okay, I know this about finance now, I know this about sales, or like I know this thinking model. So
Personal
It's a
MBA by Josh Kaufman.
yeah.
Okay.
That's what I mean.
Nice.
Fab. Thank you so much.
I'm writing it down.
All right, over to you.
Oh, okay. Me. Song. What to listen to? You know me. I don't like I don't need to do all these two things. I go to the streets. If you don't know about Fola, Google Fola, check him on Spotify. But my song of the week, Dangbana Reading. I promise you,
It sounds like the streets.
I promise you, it's not as raz as it sounds, as the title sounds. It's actually a good jam. Dangbana Reading. Check it, Spotify, everywhere.
Yeah.
What to watch? I think, that would be The Dark Side of Kid Fluencing. It's on Netflix. It's things that happen on the internet and things that parents are taking their kids through is mind blowing. It's about this kid, Piper, and her mom, Tiffany, who's just, using her to make money till today. And since she was like maybe, is it 4 or 5? And she's like maybe 20 now.
Crazy.
But yeah, so watch that. What else? What to read? Nothing. No
Nothing
hack.
to read, no hack. All right, that's cool. No worries. Thank you very much for sharing. Thank you as well, Peace, for sharing your recommendations. Real quick, we're just going to do Village Square before we log off. I'm going to read our Village Square for us. So you people give us your judgments. All right. Ew.
Oduduwa.
Oh.
Your age factor.
Oh.
I mean, you know what to do.
Shame cash. Okay. I, female 30, wants my husband, who is male and 30, to get a higher paying job. This is very topical because we're talking about like ambition and hustle culture and everything. I'm very career focused and make nearly double his salary. Without giving out too much information about our careers, my husband has the potential to make significantly more than I do easily. And I think we could both live much more comfortably if he'd step out of his comfort zone and apply to some new opportunities. But he's very happy with his current job and has been there several years. However, he's underpaid. He's at below market rates. Further, he's one of the top performers at his company. It baffles me why he doesn't see the potential to make so much more. I don't make a big deal about it, but I do bring up the idea ever so often. Am I the asshole?
No.
And for context, she's said that like she's not trying to force him or anything like that. He's happy. He's worked there for a while, and he has a good working relationship with his co-workers and his colleagues.
But she's just like, you can't do more than this. Why are you here now?
Yeah.
Get up, rise up, arise.
I guess it's like what Peace said, like, you know,
Your
some
ambition.
people don't have a hair. Like her ambition is like Peace's ambition. You know, she wants to secure the bag, you know.
But that
like,
brings another part of the conversation about like relationship, because if this person's ambition is to be this and then the person they are with is to be this, like balance or like compatibility rather, like, because it's going to cause friction. Like she's saying that it doesn't matter to Anna, but she's also saying it because it does matter in a way. So it's like you need to align your ambition with
The two you're married.
with your significant other.
Yeah, that was my thought as well. Just like it's very easy to say no, don't like allow him stay or force him. But I think the most important thing is they're just kind of misaligned. Like you marry somebody who values work culture and being able to enjoy his job over any amount he could have been paid. But you are like, give me the money, I'll stay in toxic culture. It's just misalignment of values. I think she just needs to like, she's not an asshole for thinking that way, but she needs to like be okay with it.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I think she needs to be okay with it, or at least talk to him enough to give him time to see it for himself. That's maybe you don't have to earn more than I am, but you're really undervaluing yourself, and you could potentially find another job with a great culture that you still like, but that pays you at your worth, and let him, hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
Because you can only lead the camel to the stream. You cannot force it to drink water. Okay. Fabulous. I agree. Same thing. Misalignments, ultimately the big takeaway from our conversation today is just, if you need to, don't feel like you can reframe your ambition or what success means to you, right? Like everybody, we are not all going to be billionaires. That's just a fact. Okay?
Isn't there like a study that is like 0. something?
My dear.
0.01.
The chances of becoming a billionaire. People think that, people just talk about it, just be like, no be Mark Zuckerberg.
That's so.
There would never be another Mark Zuckerberg.
Do you get? People just talk about it like, oh, Elon Musk, this. My dear. Okay. All right. Thank you guys so much for sharing. Before we roll off, I'm going to roll out the red carpet for you, Peace. So please tell the people where they can find you, connect with your work, anything you want people to
know
check
about
out.
you.
Not know about you. That this is not like a dating show.
It's not.
Why
It
is
could
that?
No.
No.
I mean, if I need to send my specs.
That one you need to send coins. You need to come funded for that one.
After the fact, if successful with the matchmaking, I cannot say thank you.
Okay. We can look into that. All right. You have the floor.
But yeah, I mean, it's Peace Itimi everywhere. It's my name everywhere. So you can follow me on Instagram.
Do you have anything
and LinkedIn?
Anything in the works that you want people to check out?
And if you follow me on Instagram, when I put it out in the world. You see it.
Okay.
She's like,
doing
no, I don't want to say.
media training. She doesn't want to jab on. She's like, okay.
That's how
problem.
Peace is. That's how she's always been. She's just like, she doesn't talk to me. She's one of those people that's like, let the work just stop for me. Like, she doesn't, I'm doing this. So, the way people come online. Glad to
announce that.
glad to inform you that. But yeah, she's like, when it's ready. You push. You say, I've cooked though.
When you don't cook, finish. Yeah.
That's it.
Okay. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah.
We appreciate
Thank
it.
you so
You
much
guys
for
go
having
check
me.
out
This is very
Peace everywhere. This wine, before we go, I'm going to give it a
7,
no.
8.
No. Fuck that. I did not give it 7. You're going to 8. I'll give it a 6. I'll give it a 6. I don't think it was as bad as the last one.
Yeah.
But it's not. Yeah, it's not giving for me.
Ditto.
What?
Ditto now. Like as in Ditto. I'm giving it a 6 too.
Okay. So Yellowtail Malbec from the gang. 6.
So if I want to start drinking wine, I should definitely not start with this.
Yeah,
one.
no. Don't start with this
What?
one.
Peace, but you used to drink before. Did you stop drinking?
I still drink. I just like.
She's not want to drink
you
today.
didn't want to drink today.
That's
mean-
okay.
During the week, you sometimes the way I
You want to forget that.
I swear to God.
Say that Tuesday, Abby.
I swear to God. I like say that weekend.
You know
day,
people that
every
are not,
day.
you already know those people.
Hey, let me tell you, whatever will be, okay?
Okay.
You're gonna work.
Okay.
You're gonna work.
You're gonna work. Also culture, make us culture, don't kill me.
This is how you want to recharge today.
Okay. Do you want to do the? Okay.
Yeah, reach out to us on.
You can listen to other episodes of the Shrine Podcast anywhere you listen to podcasts. Anywhere, if you search up the Shrine Podcast, if you don't see this, shigidi, na fake. Okay,
It's just one.
Anywhere you listen to podcasts, you can find us there. If you want to participate in the Village Square segment, you should send us an email, theshrinepodcast@gmail.com with a title, TSP Village Square, and we'll be sure to have a look and talk about it on the show. If God is willing and on your side.
What the
Ew.
fuck was
I literally had to say, God, please be willing and be on my side in my mind.
Yeah, no, serious. No,
I'm
but
fucking
please,
around, I'm
thank
fucking
you so
around.
much for being on the show.
I'm
Thank you.
not done the
Great conversation.
social media.
Appreciate you. Thank you
Yes.
so much.
Yes, and that's been it for this week. Thank you guys so
Social
much.
media.
It's been real. Follow us
Peace
everywhere
out.
on all the social media, the shrine dot everything. Peace out.
It's out, literally.
Thank
Okay.
you. Peace.
Peace.